Hi, I'm Eldee, and this is the Liz Yemoja Show.
Today, not today, you no go escape. I go put you for corner, I'm ready for you. Today, not today, you no go escape. Not ready, Lati Tata. But before then, Bosi gbanga kajo, Bosi gbanga kajo, Bosi gbanga kajo. Kapashe to, Bosi toro kafo, Bosi toro kafo, Bosi toro kafo.
Hello and welcome to the Liz Yemoja Show. Today I've got Mr. Big Boy himself, Eldee The Don, with me. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. So you're here in England?
Yep.
In London?
Yep.
What are you up to?
Shooting videos, recording, and then I'm going for the mobiles. I got nominated for mobiles.
Oh yes, yes. Best African act.
Yeah. With the videos, I'm shooting the video for Go.
Okay.
Also shooting video with for the Big Boy remix.
Okay.
The one I
With
did with-
Olimente?
No, the Young Jock one.
Okay.
I did the Young Jock remix, so
Okay.
I'm shooting that video as well.
I say, Fumi, you the best. Kemi, you the best. Hadiza, you the best. Onome, you the best. You the best I ever had. Best I ever had. Best I ever had. Best I ever had.
Where did you get the name Eldee from then?
My initials:
Okay.
Larry, W,
Okay.
LD.
Okay.
Nothing
That's fine.
complicated.
And then the Don part?
The Don just came like when people started calling me Eldee The Don because I was that one guy who seemed like could do everything. Like
Okay.
I was a producer, I was writing songs, I was doing videos, I had a record label, I had a studio, you know, like I just had all of these things, and
Yeah.
I was like the one-stop shop essentially.
You were basically you had your own record label,
Right.
Trybesmen.
Yeah. Well, Tribe Records was the
Tribe
label.
Records.
And
Okay.
Trybesmen was the group
Okay.
that started off the label.
They
And
had
then,
people like Dr. Sid in
yeah,
it.
Dr. Sid came, Sasha, Too Short, All I Dilly.
How did it all start?
Well, I mean, we started off in high school. KB and I. KB was also part of Trybesmen.
Okay.
We bought this drum machine. It was a DD12 Yamaha and a keyboard, and we went back, and that's pretty much how we started making music. Like it was just something exciting. Like we're really into hip hop, and we just like, hey, you know what? Maybe we can make our own beats, you know? And yeah, so that's kind of how it started.
Well, I mean, what was your background at uni?
I studied architecture. Well, I started music before university, so
Okay.
yeah.
So you've got
But
a
then
background.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of music. My mom was like an enthusiast, so was my dad, you know, so
Okay.
I grew up around music, you know, a lot of music.
Okay.
But then I moved to Lagos, and then KB and I started the group, and that's why I was studying architecture, he was studying engineering, so yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, the group kind of did its thing.
And then everybody came, and then the group, and then we had a studio, and then we bought this huge space, and we filled it up with equipment, you know, just stuff, yeah.
But then I think you felt it was time to move on.
Well, not move on, but grow,
Okay.
you know.
Progress.
Yeah, just move forward, because in that age, like, you know, there's a ceiling, you know, as far as productivity and just being able to learn stuff. You know, you have the power situation, which is, you know, a big deal.
Yeah, well, everyone's on that movement at the moment,
Exactly.
lighting up Nigeria.
Exactly. And then you had, you know, just the fact that we didn't have libraries, we didn't have resources really to grow technically when you talk about like production and, you know, movie making, film, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to learn stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I went to America. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, and after I'd gotten, I guess, enough of the knowledge that I was looking for, it was time to go back home.
Okay, but before you went back home, let's talk about your time in America.
Yeah.
You were there for a while.
Yeah. So,
You lived there, and you were fortunate enough to work with a lot of blue chip companies.
Yeah.
People like CNN.
what do you call them? Blue chip?
Yeah. We call them, well, Fortune 500.
Fortune 500, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, well, yeah.
Yeah, blue chip, aren't they? You worked with, you know, the likes of CNN, Walt Disney.
CNN, Walt Disney, Coca-Cola.
And you worked in media.
ABC. Yeah, we were doing a lot of motion graphics related stuff for these guys.
Okay.
Like they would outsource, you know, some of that work to us. We also did like a bunch of back-end web development related type of things, programming and stuff like that.
What? C#, .NET, C++?
Well, a little bit more advanced. We're doing like, we created apps with
.NET?
Adobe Air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay,
so some of the fun stuff. I mean, it's just all technical kind of things. And what I wanted to do really was to develop myself, like just be like all around doing audio, video, and you know everything that had to do with like interactive media.
Yeah.
When I go back to Nigeria, I realized I was kind of an island. You know, not too many people who actually go to school and study these things want to come back to Nigeria. I mean, those are the things that we're trying to change. And you know, while I was in the States, I got certifications in like all kinds of different areas, like with editing and 3D and 2D and stuff like that. And I'm willing to teach people. You know, these are the things I feel like people outside of Nigeria need to come back to Nigeria and be able to contribute. You know, positively, like in those ways, because leaving it as is, man, we're headed nowhere, really.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing outside of the music.
Okay. Back to the music. You did release albums, records while you were in the States. So you did Long Time Coming, which had songs like I Go Young, Champion, and you know, how did that all come about?
It's just for the love of music, man. I was just recording, you know, at the time. And if you listen to that particular album, like a lot of the songs were about stuff that was going on with me then, you know.
Before you left the States, you did another album, Return of a King, in 2006.
2006,
and how was that received?
I mean, that was actually that was a big one, considering I was in the States the whole time. It was being promoted. Like I only went to Nigeria like 2 or 3 times. I used to go to Nigeria every year.
Okay.
But then because of my business, you know, I didn't have as much time,
I can imagine,
you know, to spend in Nigeria.
So you get a limited amount of holidays.
Exactly. I think I'm most comfortable songwriting, actually. Okay. Yeah, like just coming up with concepts and just writing songs. Okay. I do a lot of production. Well, my production, 98%, I've done myself.
So all the money goes to you then. Okay. And then we have the big one, Evolution.
Yeah, well, Evolution was the original title of the album, but then just before release we changed it to Big Boy.
Okay.
And
you've got a song on that called Evolution, haven't you?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but you know, when I took it back to Nigeria, they're like, no, this is gonna fly over the heads of the people. How can you call your album Evolution when the biggest song on the album is Big Boy? Just call it Big Boy, because then people see it and then they can spot the album easily. I didn't agree with it, but you know, we kind of had to go with that. So,
who came up with Big Boy?
I came up with Big Boy.
Okay.
It's just one of those songs. For me, I like to make music about stuff that's going on around me. You know, things that excite people. I think we need a lot of excitement in Nigeria, where there's so many things that are ugly about Nigeria. People need to feel good about themselves. So I want to make music to inspire people, you know. It's just a feel-good song. It's an achievement song. Like most people think about it, they're like, oh, you're talking about homeless and this and that. It's not really about that. It's just about celebrating achievement. You know? Okay. Like just
like your Etisalat deal.
No. I'm saying like if you're a cameraman, if you're a school teacher, if you're doing really good and you have, you know, you've been able to develop yourself, then you're.
I'm a big boy.
With Oli Maintain come about?
Well, when I went back to Nigeria, I played it. They listened to it. Him and Banky W. And Banky was like, "Oh man, I gotta get on this one." Same thing as Oli Maintain. I was like, "Oh man, this would be a good record to hop on," because I wanted to feature them on the album, but I already had the whole album done. So it was just are we gonna create a new song, or should we just do, you know?